I'm just thinking Jeff Phelps back at the Bradley Center. Otto is still laying on his back in the crunch penalty area. Let's watch it again.
Otto's in great position, and the ball went, he put his hands up and the ball went kind of right under his hands and right off his chin, Ed, as you said. And he's moving. Everything seems to be fine, but you can be sure Otto's not quite sure what city he's in right now.
Chris Jar hit a dipping shot, and I think Jeff described it well. There's Keith Tozer, who is the coach of the year 2 seasons ago in the NPSL. He is bound and determined to get this team through to an NPSL championship.
Well, the Milwaukee team is not a team that is a real star-powered team. It's a team that really plays good all-around soccer and really just kind of grinds it out and wears other teams down.
Bruce Miller, also a former coach of the year. Milwaukee got out of the gates this year on a stallion. They won 10 of their first 11 with 4 games of a winning streak to start. They also had a 6-game winning streak in there. Next Friday, the 27th of February, the Detroit Rockers come to town. Pato Marhetic at the CSU Convocation Center. It's BP Ball Night. The first 3,000 fans receive a free official soccer ball. You can get in on this by getting in touch with the Crunch office, 440-349-2090, or call 330-535-KICK for tickets. Don't want to miss the Crunch and the Rockers next Friday night. Not a lot of home games left in the regular season for the Crunch.
I think that little look on Otto's face said it all there, didn't it? He's up. He's not feeling terribly well, but he's going to give it a go here. Todd Hofford was all warmed up, ready to come in, but Otto's going to give it a run.
They start play with a drop ball and the ball to the midfield where Chris Jar will get it. Jar is one of the local products the Milwaukee Wave have been able to snag. Racine, Wisconsin, not too far from here. Played his college soccer at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Rusty Troy, only his 7th game in a Wave uniform. So far in the early going, it's been all Milwaukee Wave. They have controlled possession, and the ball has been down in the Crunch defensive third majority of the time early on. Dumped in the corner. Here's Steve Morris. Where's number 11? To Ricky Mobley, just off the bench. Bo Simic stepped in and made the tackle, looped it ahead. Moreno plays an early ball. Marinero will have to get to the crowd. He wants to get on that one as they had a 2-on-1 developing. Troy plays it for Obe Moname. He ran into Tanner. Troy Dusosky helped out there. Otto had to be careful, touched it outside the box, maybe. Here's King just outside the penalty area. He's pushed away by Troy Dusosky, and now a double team there. It's on the foot of Ricky Mobley. Mobley for Moname. Turns the face. Can't walk around Troy Dusosky, who made a nice tackle and plays up ahead to Marinero. He has Tanner running. A semi-break. Tanner shoots. Kicked out by Noguera. The head ball in front. Noguera has it.
Nice attack by the Crunch, but even better goal work by Victor Noguera.
Noguera, 15-year veteran of indoor soccer. He's won so many Goalkeeper of the Year awards. Probably needed to fill another room on his home. But his style is a bit different than most goalkeepers in the league. You don't see him going down that often. He makes a lot of stops with his feet. 3-on-2 developing. Vignovic into the corner. Slide tackle made by David Moxham, and that's a foul. The Crunch will have a free kick. And here's something that I'm sure Nicky Vignovic is trying to get through, the mental part of that broken leg.
Well, Nicky is a real skill player. I mean, he is not a guy who goes out and beats people up on a soccer field. And the physical aspect of the game is something that he is still adjusting to.
Troy Dusosky got a whack with the left foot, missed it way wide, and Michael King will bring it out of his own end. He plays to Peter Hattrip. Hattrip to move it in. Very skilled player is Peter Hattrip. Another strong tackle by Troy Dusosky, and then Michael Richardson got tripped up. That ball will belong to Milwaukee.
We'll hear from the Dusosky brothers at halftime.
Yes, indeed.
Ed, you talked to them before the game. Thank goodness they were wearing different uniforms so you could tell which one was which.
You got that right. In front, John Ball, strong play. So far, the Crunch defensive efforts have been very good. I like the way they're going in hard in these tackles. Troy Dusaski that time called for the foul and will slip off. 11 points for Troy this season. 21-year-old out of Anoka, Minnesota. Was a find of Bruce Miller. In the corner is a Mekamonome in front. Ball never made it to Troy or Todd Dusaski, and Otto will bring it out.
Emeka Monome has a degree in aeronautics from Miami of Ohio.
Played to Todd, the toe poke. Otto had the angle. Here comes Emeka. He ran into Bo Simic, but they can't clear the zone. Laid it back. Moxham's right foot blocked. The rebound. Andy Schmetzer in there. Todd carries out. Toe poke. He scored.
I think Emeka Monome might have to study a little more aeronautics, work out some energies. Watch what he does after this goal. Good hustle by Andy, but the goal goes straight through. Monome right there, and then Emeka kicks the ball into the net 3 or 4 more times. He does just get credit for the 1 goal by Dusaski.
Todd Dusaski with a 2-point goal. There you see the time. It's 4-0 in Milwaukee, and we'll take a timeout. The Crunch looking for their first points of the game.
Are you tired of the game yet? You know, the one where you comb your hair a little this way and a little that way, hoping no one will notice that you've lost some hair. Instead of fussing with it, your hair can look like this.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now, and we'll send you our latest free brochure with before and after photos of clients who've realized the benefits of our latest breakthrough, anonymous hair technology.
We call it anonymous hair because you can't tell. It's real hair added in with your own, so whether you're swimming or if someone's just running their fingers through it, it's just like your own hair. Why spend up to $50 grand for transplants or buy minoxidil for the rest of your life to get a little fuzz up there? The cost? It's free. Just prepay for any 1-year club plan, and the hair is free.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for your free brochure, free hair, and if you call now for a limited time, you'll also get a free round-trip American Airlines ticket good for travel in the lower 48 United States or Canada. That's 1-800-HAIR-CLUB.
It's a 4-0 lead for the Milwaukee Wave. Goals from Michael King and Todd Dusaski. A couple of former Cleveland Crunchers have come back, and there you see Todd's goal celebration. I was told it's from a wrestler in the WCW. That's as much as I know, Jeff.
I think Todd needs to get out more. Get a better cable system, Todd.
Into the corner, it's Glenn Carbonera. Chad James lays the ball, jump ball, scores! Great work by the youngsters. James laid it on a platter for Johnny Ball.
I think people are going to be very impressed with Chad James as he gets more playing time and more of a chance to show what he can do. Beautiful assist to John Ball, and he beats Victor Noguera to the corner. Great work by Ball, breaking right to the net.
That's our Crestmont Cadillac first goal of the game for the Crunch. And Johnny Ball does the honors. Comes at 8:19, and that's only 17 seconds after the Wave had taken a 4-0 lead. Big goal for the Crunch. So far, I don't think their play has been that bad. They just have been unable to sustain any offensive intensity, and the Crunch defenders are forced to bunker up, and that wears on you after a while. Moreno in a crowd, he got whacked from behind. Our officials for the game, Thomas Lauer and Robert Heilman, are on the floor, and Guy McDonald in the penalty area. There's Alejandro Moreno, his first season with the Crunch. Actually,
and a real nice guy. He's a good fella, isn't he?
Amen to that. Marinero across. Bo Simic got a side foot on it, but couldn't find the back of the net. Hector played it right to the far post. Crunch had a chance to tie it up there. Here come the wave again. Good give and go. Michael King at the far post. He couldn't get it home, and the Crunch get a break. Richardson and King working the 1-2 well. And King just couldn't get that one under control, fortunately for the Crunch. Tanner just whacked it to the midfield. Here comes Ricky Mobley. His shot blocked. And the back heel of Moreno gets it to Simic. He plays a ball right wing. Good vision. Schweitzer there will flip it up. That should be easy pickings for Victor Noguera. Noguera, by the way, was named the MVP of the All-Star game. That happened last Tuesday in Cincinnati. Simic with a strong move. His entry pass blocked by Morris. Moreno back on it. He's in a crowd and lost it. The Crunch will get a free kick.
Well, if the Crunch pays any attention to statistics, they'll definitely want to catch up here. In games after the first quarter when they've been trailing, they are 1-12 this year. And on the road when trailing after the first quarter, the Crunch hasn't won a game, 0-10.
Marinero with a two-man wall. He drilled it. It's free in front. Still not covered up. Marinero after it. That got blocked by Carbonero. We get a whistle, and what's the call? I saw the official point to his hand. That's Robert Heilman. Let's watch it again and see if we can pick up something, because from that scramble, I couldn't see it. They might say the ball popped up there and hit a Crunch player in the hand. And in any event, it belongs to Milwaukee on the restart, but the Crunch coming back now. Chad James in a race with Rusty Troy. Told you a little bit about Troy. He is a veteran indoor player. Just recently signed. In the corner, it's Tariq Walker, a former Rookie of the Year in this league. Rusty Troy played for Keith Tozer with the U.S. national team in the futsal championships down in Rio de Janeiro in January.
Wow. Good little trivia there, Ed.
And when the demise of the CISL, Rusty was actually playing with the Dallas Sidekicks. He was without a team and got snatched up quickly by Keith Tozer. And what an acquisition that has been. Peter Hattrip in a crowd. Troy stepped in. Vignovich got hit in the nose with a loose ball. That just missed at the near post. Mickey is feeling that one. See him standing there at the yellow line. Both hands over his face. Here comes Tariq Walker. Didn't get much on that. Fortunate for the Crunch. And Otto made the stop.
And Nicky's heading out.
Troy Dusosky. Good ball from Andy Schmetzer. John Ball heading in right flank. He shot it, got deflected up and wide. I believe that hit David Moxham. Good recovery run by Moreno, but the foul called as Emeka Arobi went down. Manny Economos with a little ice. Man, when you're not,
Nicky's had a rough year, hasn't he?
You know, it hurts when you expect it.
Yeah.
When you don't expect it, it hurts even more. Tanner and a Bulldog in a battle there, and he was looking for a 2-minute penalty, is not going to get it.
Again, this is the second of 3 games in 3 days for the Crunch. Yesterday, St. Louis, 2 straight against Milwaukee. And Bruce Miller made a point of saying before the game, this is not a throwaway game. Zoran Karic isn't here. They're on the road against Milwaukee. Milwaukee's great at home. Crunch has had trouble on the road. But at the very least, Bruce is looking for an outstanding effort today to send a little message to Milwaukee about playing in this building if they get there in the playoffs.
Ball played long. Michael King won't catch up to that. Otto will take it after a couple of hops. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's a 4-2 Wave lead. Tanner battling along the boards. 43 points for Tommy this season. Foul called against either Tanner or Moreno. Tanner in his 8th season now. Seems like just yesterday.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's kind of hard to believe.
NC State. Into the corner, Pat White, another local product from right here in Milwaukee. Very strong player. He's in a battle with Simic, and Bo won that battle of strength, but then whacked it to a fan. Excellent crowd here at the Bradley Center. They love their Milwaukee Wave.
Bradley Center will be busy this weekend. A little International Hockey League game tonight. with the Admirals and the Solar Bears from Orlando. And then tomorrow it's the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Milwaukee Bucks. Plenty of overtime being paid to the workers in the Bradley Center.
Yes, indeed. Michael King at the controls out in front. Ooh, that just glided by Pat White in front. Schmetzer misread the run that Marinero made. Hector still the leading point getter in the league with 177 points. 22 better than his running mate, Zoran Karic. Z, although had some injury problems early on in front. Michael King run off the ball. Michael Richardson actually by Andy Schmetzer. Nogueira goes high, nods it right back. 2-on-1 developing here, 3-on-2 if Milwaukee hurries. Schweitzer trying to get back. The shot deflected up and out by Andy Schmetzer, hit by Michael King. And the Wave will have a corner kick.
Otto Orff looking like he realizes he is back on Earth. Boy, that shot Otto took early on was really, really tough.
Morris played for Dusowski, then got a whack. Bo Simic stepped in. He plays Marinero behind the defense. Here comes Hector. Mocks him, trying to get back into play. Hector slows it down, still in the D, waiting for help. Found it in Schweitzer. His right foot missed wide. Schmetzer after it. Ran into Todd Dusowski, and Todd comes away 3-on-3 with Todd at the ball. Played right wing. Morris has space. He shoots. Otto knocked it down with his chest this time. And the Milwaukee attack slows. Carbonero with 22 points this season. Plays over to Mecca Moname. Morris checks the give and go. Troy ran a Mecca off the play momentarily and then won the ball. Good work by Troy Dusowski. He's come to play today.
Well, you know, the brothers get a little fired up playing each other. Troy has been able to establish his own identity in Cleveland, and Todd is the fourth leading scorer for Milwaukee. He's been a terrific player for the Wave.
When we hear from them at halftime, I think that's one of the things you're going to hear is, you know, being separated has allowed them to grow a little bit. They're both young guys. They started playing professionally at the age of 19. And, you know, all they've known for their entire lives is playing on the same team. Now each guy developing an identity of their own.
You know, that's a trade too. Matt Knowles coming to the Crunch, Glenn Carbonero, Obi Moname, and Todd Dusowski going to Milwaukee. That last year looked like a good trade for both teams. And then Matt injured his knee, ended up in Philadelphia, and the Crunch lost 3 very good players and basically had nothing in return.
Out in front, Johnny Ball gets stoned by Victor Nogueira at the short post. This could be trouble. Here comes a Mecca Moname. He shot it wide to follow up. It's knocked into the seats. An eternity that ball was hanging up there.
Oh boy, good hustle by Troy Dusowski though. He made it not a gimme here for a Mecca Moname with a little bit of hustle. And that might have been just enough to throw off the header.
I think you're right. I'm sure Troy was saying something to Mecca as he was coming behind him as well.
Yelling aeronautical things at him, I'm sure.
Ball headed it off to the near side, but the Wave still running with numbers. Nicky Ristic on for a shift is back. Glenn Carbonero just let that ball go. I think he thought there was a whistle or something, and finally a whistle blows, and a 2-minute penalty is being given to John Ball. Actually, this might be 5 minutes. Thomas Lauer will send John Ball off for a misconduct, I do believe, and that meets with some dissatisfaction. I really don't know what happened along the boards there. Glenn Carbonero just stopped playing it. It's a misconduct.
He took the ball away from the referee, apparently.
So that'll be 5 minutes. Neither team will play up or down. The Crunch will play with 5 aside. There'll be no shootout. But John Ball is gone at least until about 5 minutes into the second quarter. First quarter is over. The Wave and the Crunch with a strong first 15 minutes. Milwaukee with the first 2 goals, and they lead it by that score you see. Second quarter coming your way.
안녕하세요. Good evening, Cincinnati.
We bring worlds closer together.
abilities.
I know we need diapers. Which kind do we get?
And sometimes, even eyes.
Hi, Dr. Jones. Thanks for calling me back.
We are the messenger of hope. And a strong supporter of never saying goodbye.
So cool.
We are the official sponsor of the human need to communicate. And with that comes an immense responsibility to create the most reliable communications network.
Frontline workstation for Flex Hill.
No matter what the sacrifice,
It's nice to see you.
no matter what comes next.
I'll be home soon.
Cincinnati Bell. People you know you can rely on.
Is not having a degree holding you back? Is an MBA or BBA expected at the next level? Make the commitment. Thomas More's accelerated degree program will fit your needs and your lifestyle. Guaranteed small classes meet only one night per week, plus a weekly study group meeting. At Thomas More College, you can work full-time and go to school full-time. And every TAP student receives a notebook computer. In as little as 22 months, Thomas More's TAP program will prepare you for a lifetime of success. Call Thomas More College today and start your future. Classes forming now.
It is a test, not just of strength, but of the power of the mind. And if you complete the journey, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
After the first quarter, it's 4-2 Milwaukee over the Crunch. Joining us is Hector Marinero. Hector, great defense last night against St. Louis, and it seems to be carrying over a little bit so far here. Kind of low scoring right off the top.
Yeah, you know, we're especially playing on the road. We're trying to get everybody behind the ball and just defend and try to counterattack. And we've been a little bit lucky. They haven't scored some more goals, but we just got to work a little bit harder now.
How important is it, Hector, in this three-game stretch against the great teams like St. Louis and Milwaukee to come through with at least 2 wins out of this?
Oh, it's huge. We got to make sure at least our 2 home wins and then try to steal one here today. And if we keep getting everybody behind the ball, then we got a chance today.
You don't have Zorn next to you today. Alejandro Moreno is playing next beside you. How's that going out there? I know it's a little bit of an adjustment for you.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. You know, Alejandro loves to run a lot, and then he takes out from all kinds of different places. And you know, I'm so used to playing with Z, knowing where he's going to be all the time. So it's going to take a little bit of adjustment, but you know, Alejandro's doing a lot of work getting back on defense, so it's kind of good for us.
All righty, Hector. Thanks a bunch.
All right, guys.
It's 4-2, and there you see the troops. Some guys not with the trip. The team other than Zoran Karic. Sean Boney has not made the trip, and Tim Tima is no longer a member of the Cleveland Crunch.
Kind of surprising news yesterday. Tim Tima was released by the Crunch. Tim hadn't played this year because of knee surgery. He was coming back from knee surgery, had been activated but hadn't played. And we talked to Tim yesterday, and he was a little surprised by the news. So he's 37 years old, plans to continue his rehabilitation and perhaps give it another shot next year.
And Sean Boney not with the team because the league rules only allow 4 foreign players per game. And right now the Crunch have 5, so they have to suspend 1 for each game, and Sean is the guy that drew the short straw this time. Here's a recap of the scoring. Michael King started it at 4:13, redirecting a rocket from Michael Richardson. Todd Dusowski then with a toe poke. David Moxon got the assist to put the Wave up 4-0. That came at 8:12, but just a few seconds later, it was Johnny Ball firing one home after Chad James had done some great work in the corner. And that's where we stand.
Again, I mentioned this earlier. The Crunch is 0 for 10 when they've trailed after the first quarter, and they are down 4-2 right now. 0-10 on the road, 1-12 overall this year. So
second quarter underway. The Crunch was outshot 14-7 in the first quarter of play. And I think Hector mentioned it. They're a bit fortunate they're not down more, but actually I think if they can sustain a little bit more possession and maybe attack a little bit more, it'll take some pressure off the defense. But one of their plans of attack is to just get behind the ball. Vignovich, he's got an opening. Here he comes. Walked around another in front. Pat White will clear it out. Mickey probably should have struck it after that first move there. But he's still working his way in the game for him, too.
Crunch has moved the ball around pretty well. Pretty nice passing out there today.
Mickey, 120-some points as a rookie last year. Moving in against Pat White. Found an opening, got pushed off the ball, and looks to Thomas Lauer for a call. He's not going to get it. Here comes Michael Richardson. Richardson, a 7-time All-Star. Up ahead to Tariq Walker. He got bumped off the ball by Chad James. And the Wave will have a free kick just outside the penalty area. Tariq, one of those big boys the Wave boasts. 6'2", 200 pounds. 26-year-old out of Virginia Tech. Michael Richardson will put this in play. Strong left foot. Richardson knocked in by David Moxham.
That was sweet work by Richardson. Nice pass, just kind of chipped it over, and nobody was near David Moxham. He snuck behind the defenders and really caught everybody by surprise.
That's a good angle right there. He threaded the needle between the wall and Troy Dusaski, and Moxham just blocked it into the goal. Richardson's second assist of the game. It comes at the 57-second mark. David Moxham, only his 5th goal of the season. He's got himself a goal and an assist for 3 points. 25-year-old out of Cleveland. And he's all smiles on the Milwaukee bench, as he should be. So the Crunch find themselves in a 6-2 hole. Started telling you earlier that Milwaukee won 10 of their first 11. They then went into a little of a tailspin in the second quarter of the season, where they lost 8 of 10. But since they have found their winning ways again, they have won 6 in a row. Tanner will put it back in play. Tommy, you want to make sure that that defender is back the required 15 feet. King drives it off to the near boards. It's going to hop on over, and the restart will happen all the way over on the other side of the field where King hit it from. And Marinero will put it in play. Hector had 265 points last year. Into a posting Tanner. The back heel got busted up. Tanner back got a toe poke. Noguera slid over to handle it. He'll distribute to Obi Moname with a full head of steam. Stepping in with Schweitzer, and Tanner helped out. Tommy had 5 blocks against the Milwaukee Wave back on the 1st of November. What a wild game that was. Here comes Moreno. Schweitzer in the corner. Spin move against Obi Moname. Got it out high for Tanner. Tanner moving 1-on-1 against Morris. Strong tackle as he went to the turf.
That November 1st game, Ed, was kind of a telling sign of the frustration that was ahead of the Crunch this year. 17-3 lead here in Milwaukee. I'm sorry, that was at Cleveland.
Yep.
And they blew the 17-3 lead and lost 28-23. And then the next time they played Milwaukee, the Crunch held to just 3 points, their lowest point production of the season in any game. Next lowest was 6.
Mind you, John Ball is still in the penalty box for that misconduct, and Thomas Lauer has drawn another blue card out of his pocket. Tanner is screaming at Thomas Lauer.
It's a good way to keep the blue card out of his pocket.
Tommy Tanner and Thomas Lauer haven't had the greatest of relationships.
Thomas Lauer and the entire Crunch team hasn't really had a good relationship.
Moreno is going to go for 5 minutes as well, I believe, for something that was said. That's still getting straightened out. John Ball is the only guy in the penalty box. Nah, he's in there now. And it's another 5-minute misconduct. So Moreno will be gone until about the 7.5-minute mark. John Ball still has at least 2.5 minutes to spend. Mind you, those guys can't come back onto the field of play either until the ball leaves play. There's an official timeout. Let me correct myself. The Crunch are playing a guy short. Moreno will be gone for 2 minutes. And the reason for that penalty, I am unaware what the exact call is. In front, Michael King got a swipe at it. Crunch clear it. Milwaukee's power play, 11th in the league at 31%. Crunch's penalty killing unit, 6th in the league at 61%. This guy right here, Rusty Troy, has made the power play unit a whole lot better. Richardson with a whack in front. Otto made the stop. Troy just outside the yellow line. Victor Noguera will play to Rusty Troy. The Crunch defending with Schweitzer, Schmetzer, Dusaski, and Ristic. Hattrip in the corner. He fell down after trying to control that. Got it back to Steve Morris. Morris, back stick. Richardson has to backtrack. He'll help it Rusty Troy's way. For Richardson. They play a little catch. Richardson in front. Big play by Troy Dusaski.
22 seconds left in the power play. Nice job by the Crunch to kill that little rally right there.
Schweitzer helped it off to the side. Now a battle for it. Troy won it and will come forward. Rusty Troy from Irving, Texas. Sound familiar? Richardson with the left foot. I think there's a football team that plays there.
I thought there were cheerleaders that performed there.
Yes, indeed.
There's a football team too?
Yeah, they give the cheerleaders a chance.
Take a little breather.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crunch has killed the penalty, so we're back at even strength now. And I believe the next stoppage is in play. John Ball will be able to get back to the floor. In the corner, it's Tariq Walker to a trailing Carbonera. That pass missed its mark. And the Crunch come away 3-on-1 if they hurry. Vignovich for Schmetzer. He's got Marinero on the far side. Couldn't get it there as Mobley made the play.
Hector was way across field, but Andy thought he could get the ball to him. And if he would have, it would have been a great scoring opportunity for Hector.
27-year-old Ricky Mobley from Jacksonville, North Carolina. Hector across. Simic struck it well with the right foot, but it got blocked at the defense. Trouble here. Good work by Otto Orff, but he couldn't get it off the foot of Moname. Obe. White tried a one-timer that's out of play.
Otto getting a little rambunctious there.
He used his body well when he saw that he was going to be in trouble there, but couldn't quite clear it far enough to get it out of big trouble.
Troy Dusaski dropped back and was protecting the goal on that.
Some possession from the Wave. Carbonero was an all-star in 1994-95. Glenn's been a part of 6 championship series and has won 3 of them. Won a championship with the San Diego Sockers, actually against the Crunch and the old MSL. And then, of course, won a couple of championships with the Crunch.
And Glenn would look very good playing a defender position for the Crunch this year.
Good ball from Marinero. Schweitzer, a bouncing ball, played the backboards. Troy is there. Got it to the midfield, and here come the Wave. They're running 3-on-2. Richardson at the controls. Schweitzer back in the play. It's now 4 against 3. Richardson couldn't get it across for David Maxim. Good play there by Vignovich. And the Wave back on it. 6-2 the score. Milwaukee ahead. They've got the only goal of this quarter. And John Ball has scored the lone Crunch goal. Right now, John awaits in the penalty area. Penalty box, let's make it, for his misconduct. Tanner in the corner, holding off the attack of Michael Richardson. Troy moving ahead. Simic swatted at it, hit Vignovich in the head and out of play. I believe John Ball should be allowed to get back in the contest, and he is not.
John thinks so too.
Steve Morris
very happy in the box.
Michael King. Chris Jar went strong into a 50-50 ball. Here's a Mekamona Bay. Otto made the stop, the head ball. Steve Morris scored. Steve Morris pounced on a rebound. It comes at 7:31. It's now 8-2.
Nice job by Otto blocking Monome's shot, but he had a tough time getting up, didn't get much defensive help, and Morris was right there for an easy open net header.
The lead is now 6. The Wave over the Crunch.
My name is Anda Andre, Director of Design for Ian Schrager Hotels. I direct the creative effort of building all the hotels. We are our worst competition, so we just have to keep up with ourselves. I think as long as you have to be competitive in the world we are living in, anything that helps, you should get.
At Bryant and Stratton College, lessons don't stop in the classroom. You get an education out there, in the real world, the place that requires you to have hands-on skills, on-the-job experience, and the confidence you need to succeed. Bryant and Stratton College. Work hard enough to make it here. You'll have what it takes to make it out there.
Here's another look at the Steve Morris goal that extends the Wave lead.
Emeka Monome comes up with a good shot, and Otto Werf with a nice job blocking it, but Otto is down and Morris gets a header into a pretty open net.
Now the Crunch was a bit unfortunate at the yellow line. You saw a couple of swats at the ball in a 50-50 situation. Andy Smetzer got a whack at it. It hit off a leg and bounced right onto the foot of Emeka Monome, who is coming in with space. Watch it again right there at the yellow line. You see the two Crunch defenders up there got caught behind the play because they thought the ball was going upfield. And a strong finish from Steve Morris.
Bruce Miller has a concern here.
Talking to official Robert Heilman.
Bruce has had to do some serious coaching this year. The last 2 years have been a coach's dream. He had a good team, he had a good system, and everything worked beautifully. The two things combined to really, really turn out a great team. And this year with the injuries and everything else, it's been a very trying year for Bruce and the entire organization.
If you try to pull the good side out of this season, and I don't want to make it sound like things are over, because they're certainly not. They're at 500 right now.
And if they get hot heading into the playoffs.
Exactly. But this is a season that will allow the Crunch and their younger players to grow. I mean, you always become better when you survive adversity, and that has certainly been a situation for the Crunch this year. Tanner with a toe poke in front, and Moreno took the wrong track, but Tanner drew the foul in the corner. And Bruce Miller has said on more than one occasion this year, this is just another obstacle that we have to overcome and learn to grow from. And that is the method and the avenue that you have to look at this.
But with 10 games left, they need to put together some kind of a run. Heading into the playoffs here, they really do need to have a good run here in the final 10 games to really feel good about their chances in the playoffs.
Marinero tried to get in front. It got blocked. The Crunch has 7 home games remaining in their final 10 games,
which is a wonderful plus.
Crunch is 10-3 in the confines of the CSU Convocation Center, where they will be tomorrow.
And anytime you have Hector and Zoran out there playing for your team, the 2 leading scorers in the league, anything is possible, especially in a playoff situation.
It's an 8-2 lead for Milwaukee. Here's Tariq Walker. Otto had the angle perfectly played and just allowed the ball to hit him. John Ball, who has the Crunch goal, looking for some space. He is surrounded by blue shirts. Good use of the wall by Walker. Here he comes. Tried to cut it around Tanner. Tanner played it well. Bo Simic, good ball from Tanner. It's a 2-on-1 developing. Here comes Bo, got it across. Marinero, kicked out by Nogueira.
Nice pass by Bo Simic.
Simic put it through the legs of that defender. There's a tackle. Moreno's shot just missed wide. A giveaway by Carbonera gave the Crunch a chance. Here come the wave back right to left. Richardson in the corner with Schmetzer on him. Richardson already has 2 points. Played for Morris. Morris will slow things down. 6 minutes to go in this quarter. Morris with one of the 4 Milwaukee goals. And here come the Crunch, a steal by John Ball. Moreno tries to hold off Richardson. The foul called in the midfield, and the Crunch will get it back. Boy, Hector would like to have that last one back. Moreno getting a chance to run on the front line. Alejandro with 44 points this season in 20 games.
He's been a real nice addition.
Gives the team a lot of energy. Simic tried to get it in for Marinero, and I believe we've got a yellow line violation.
You know, one of the things that's been the big problem for the Crunch this year has been Nicky Vignovic's injury. He played so well last year as a rookie and gave that second unit a real good offensive punch. And Nicky just hasn't been there, and he's been slow coming back. And Bruce Miller is hoping that last night's game might be a breakthrough game for him because he played very well against St. Louis.
Well, this is certainly a test for him. He's playing against a very physical Milwaukee team. Richardson on the volley. Otto slapped it out. Hattrip in the corner from the pass. Walks around Simic out high. Todd Dasoski with some strong work. He was looking for the foul, won't get it. Here come the Crunch. Bo Simic ran into Todd. Vignovic lost the ball. Here comes Hattrip, one-on-one. He scored! Peter Hattrip on a semi-break. It's 10-2.
Not a play that developed terribly well for the Crunch, that's for sure. And just a well-placed shot for the goal.
Now this goal was created from a giveaway in the midfield. Nicky Vignovic lost the ball, and Peter Hattrip, a very highly skilled player, 7th year in the NPSL, came in with 51 points. He scores his 15th 2-pointer of the season. It comes at 9:52. But Hattrip is one of those guys who is highly skilled, but really not all that flashy. And sometimes he gets lost because he's just a guy who goes about his job. But at the end of the day, you look and you say, man, Peter Hattrip did a hell of a job for us. Crunch now down 8. Marinero will restart the Schmetzer. And there is Nogueira again. Crunch went in the midfield. David Maxim got a noggin on that. Chad James. Crunch possess. Moreno in a crowd. Troy will pick up the mark. Schweitzer far side. Played the boards for Chad James. Some energy on this line with Chad up front. Alejandro Moreno. Once again, the Crunch without Zoran Karic, who was nursing an injury and didn't make the trip. Sean Boney also not with the side. 4:11 to go in the quarter. It's a 10-2 Milwaukee lead. They have scored the last 6 points. And the Crunch will take a timeout. So will we. 10-2 the score, Milwaukee ahead.
We bring these guys bad luck.
Yep.
They're very aware of the TV games too. Maybe that's part of it.
So what are we going to advertise this month?
If you lease it, they will come.
What?
If you lease it, they will come.
Who said that?
I did, Steve.
Jim, what are you doing?
Only Royal Chevrolet can lease you a 98 4x4 Blazer for only $199 a month.
Great idea, Jim.
Thanks, Steve. Just remember, if you lease it for $199, they will come to the Royal Auto family. Royal Chevrolet in Aurora, where customers come first.
Second, Jeff Phelps back at the Bradley Center, where the Wave have a 10-2 lead over the Crunch. And on the score sheet, 4 different players have scored goals. 6 different players have gotten a mark next to their name, and that pretty much is the Milwaukee Wave in a nutshell. Here come the Crunch. Chad James, who had an assist on the first goal, is run off by Carbonera, but drew the foul. Milwaukee Wave have 6 players with 50 or more points, and their top scorer, Michael King, with 99. The Wealth gets spread. Marinero with the right foot that Noguera is able to parry up in the air, and a 3-on-1 developing for Milwaukee. Walker goes across. Steve Morris, one time. Otto got it before Emeka Monome could.
Emeka Monome was in camp with the Crunch last year. Never signed, but did work out with them before the season started.
He and his brother went to different schools in Ohio.
Miami for Emeka and Obie at Ohio Wesley.
Both very successful in their collegiate careers, obviously. Same could be said of just about anybody playing professional soccer. You don't get those guys that just...
Boy, did he stink in college.
Exactly. Todd Dusowski scored. Once again, the Crunch having trouble in their defensive third, and Todd, with a quick release, beat Otto to his right. It's 12-2.
You know, Ed, I have a sneaking suspicion that things aren't looking very good here. Great win last night against St. Louis, and the Crunch very flat so far here in Milwaukee. Todd Dusowski just punches it through. Otto got a hand on it, but not enough.
That was a situation where the ball took a bad bounce on Bo Simic in the corner, and maybe a little bit of inexperience there, but Bo had the ball hop over his head, and lo and behold, it was on a golf tee for Todd Dusasky, who now has 2 goals and an assist in the game.
And don't you know he loves that?
Oh, yeah. He's loving playing here as well. The assist went to Victor Noguera. Came at the 12-10 mark. The Crunch now down 10. And Popeye Ampulfo getting the shift for the Crunch. And a very quick one at that, as he'll take a seat on the bench. Tanner zigzags around to Mark, played it into space. Rusty Troy will beat Troy Dusasky there. Hatrip helped it upfield. Johnny Ball beaten to the ball by Michael King. A tangle. And the whistle does not blow. Here's Moreno. Bad pass for John Ball. Richardson just off the bench. Tries to split 2. Drew the foul.
I think everybody in Milwaukee saw John Ball's hand on the Wave player except the referees. Which is good work by John.
He had the battle there with Michael King. You know, Michael King's one of those forwards, too, that loves to mix it up. A lot of guys, when they get taken down, are immediately looking at the referee. Michael can dish it out just as much as he gets it. 1.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. The Wave have outscored the Crunch in this quarter 8-0. It was 4-2 at the first quarter break. Troy's left foot. Oh, he almost got it home through a crowd. A rug hugger that sizzled just wide. Second scoring comparison, you see it there. The Crunch, 135 in the second quarters of games this year, but they have been unable to dent Victor Noguera and the Wave in this quarter. Pat White. It's an easy one for Otto to handle. He'll go along. Ricky Mobley stepped in front of that one. Good turn by Walker for Richardson. Pat White. Marinero marking Walker. He walked around in front. Nobody there from Milwaukee. Here comes Mobley late. Banged it off the glass, and the Crunch get it on the foot of Moreno. 32 seconds to go. First half. A late goal certainly would be a welcome addition for the Crunch, but they have not mounted much here in the quarter. Moreno's shot blocked by the quick right foot of Todd Dusasky. The Crunch will get a chance for a restart.
Oh, that's dangerous there. One hand on the nachos and one hand on the ball.
He knows what his priorities are.
Don't want to lose those nachos.
Amen to that. And you especially don't want to lose them all over your clothes.
No, that's not good.
That's a double one. Marinero got a right footer off that leaked through. Crunch back at it. Misread of the runs between Simic and Marinero. Noguera will launch it, get one more attack off. But that should do it for the first half. The horn sounds a strong, strong second quarter for the Wave. 8-0, they outscore the Crunch and take a 12-2 lead to the Lockers at half. We've got the Twins coming your way at halftime. But first, let's talk to Bruce Miller.
Bruce, second quarter, obviously not at all what you were expecting, not at all what you were looking for. What went wrong in the second?
Well, just about everything did. You know, we get a couple of chances and Victor makes some big saves, and then we're not chasing back and we're not tracking. We're letting guys go, and just they're putting the ball away and we're not. And you know, we're not handling their pressure very well at all. And obviously we got a lot to work on.
What do you got to get on track offensively, Bruce? Because in the second quarter, the passing didn't look good. The offense just seemed pretty flat.
Well, we just got to get the ball moving and not give the thing away, and eventually get down to their end so we can have some chances. If we're not getting out of our own end and not playing nice simple balls early and moving, we're never going to get opportunities at that end. So the thing is getting out of the back before we even talk about offense.
Okay, Bruce, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bruce Miller has some work to go here at halftime.
We'll return here for the Twins, the Dysasky Twins. Crunch trail it by 10.
GH4 taking the floor here to score. Triple double, no trouble, I got game galore. Watch the turnaround jumper, watch me come like thunder. Is it the shoes you wonder? Grab the bound, dish the pill. Grant Hill coming through, displaying ultimate skills. GH4 owning the paint, leaving you right where you stand. Moving too quick, you're too late. I'm going hard to the rack. Your game's whack. When I attack, stay back, way back. GH4 by Fila, change the game.
At Bryant and Stratton College, lessons don't stop in the classroom. You get an education out there, in the real world. The place that requires you to have hands-on skills, on-the-job experience, and the confidence you need to succeed. Bryant and Stratton College. Work hard enough to make it here. You'll have what it takes to make it out there.
You don't have to be a pro athlete to need sports medicine and rehab. Sure, a lot of the people you see in the Peak at Marymount make their living on the playing field, but a lot of them don't. They're firemen and architects and moms too, and they all have the same thing in common. They need to get back on the job. For professional sports medicine and rehab, call the Peak at 663-0080 and get back into action. Sports Medicine Center of the Cleveland Crunch and Lumberjacks.
Everybody likes trucks. Not many companies in the world build customized products on the assembly line.
Okay. Oh, it's a Dash 13, yeah.
I would tell our competitors today, stay in your manual world. Don't think about utilizing technology, and we'll see you and where you are in about 5 years.
Dear BP, what if you could call up this huge BP Express and order things? Then you could fly them out in teeny helicopters. That way people could go where they're going faster. Signed, Lauren.
Dear Lauren, BP Express is designed so people can fly in and out. As for your idea, it's growing on us. Prepay cards from BP are now available and make great gifts.
Hi, everybody. Ed Vicinic back at the Bradley Center. It is halftime here where the Crunch are having at it with the Milwaukee Wave. And we've got a double your pleasure halftime segment. We've got a couple of twins we're going to talk to, twins that are very familiar to Cleveland Crunch fans. I'm going to start out with the guy that's still playing for the Crunch, Troy Dysasky. Troy, obviously your brother Todd is over with the Milwaukee Wave, and he's in his second season now. I'm curious to know, I mean, you guys have grown up playing soccer together all your life, and now it's a different team. How has that kind of changed your relationship, or maybe allowed you to grow a little bit?
Yeah, it's allowed me to just, you know, depend on myself. That's on the field for the Dysasky name, and hasn't been really a big deal since the trade. You know, it's just another guys on the team that you got to look to get the ball to.
Now, when that trade happened, what kind of reaction was it for both of you guys?
It was a shocker. It was Christmas Eve, and got the phone call from Bruce early in the morning, and that day we kind of just, it grew on us a little bit, and finally we just dealt with it.
Now, talk about this Cleveland Crunch team. You guys are coming off a big win yesterday against the St. Louis Ambush, one of the premier teams in the league. And talking to you prior to this interview, you told me how well you guys played. Kind of put that into a capsule for us last night.
Total effort on team defense last night was amazing. We shut the highest scoring team out in the league to 8 points, and everybody is real happy with the win. Hopefully we can get one today. You know what,
Troy, you guys got 10 games left in the regular season, and last night was a brilliant effort on your part. Now, what's it going to take to get that consistency? Because that's something that really hasn't been developed through this season with the team.
Over the last week, we've made a few changes, and just got to keep battling and prepare ourselves for the playoffs.
I'm curious to know, too, what's the mindset? I mean, this has been a struggling season for the team, a team that's used to winning, and, you know, it's been up and down. Do you guys feel you still got a great shot at winning it all?
We feel we got just as good a shot as any team out there. We're trying to just keep it fun right now for the playoffs.
All right, Troy, thanks for stopping by, and good luck. That's Troy Dusowski. We're at halftime here at the Bradley Center. We're going to be back and talk to his twin brother, Todd, so don't go away.
Are you tired of the game yet? You know, the one where you comb your hair a little this way and a little that way, hoping no one will notice that you've lost some hair. Instead of fussing with it, your hair can look like this.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now, and we'll send you our latest free brochure with before and after photos of clients who've realized the benefits of our latest breakthrough, anonymous hair technology.
We call it anonymous hair because you can't tell. It's real hair added in with your own, so whether you're swimming or if someone's just running their fingers through it, it's just like your own hair. Why spend up to $50 grand for transplants or buy minoxidil for the rest of your life to get a little fuzz up there? The cost? It's free. Just prepay for any one-year club plan, and the hair is free.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for your free brochure, free hair, and if you call now for a limited time, you'll also get a free round-trip American Airlines ticket good for travel in the lower 48 United States or Canada. That's 1-800-HAIR-CLUB.
It's because they were never asked. Well, we're asking. Many men and women 55 years and older are serving in your area through the Senior Corps' RSVP program. RSVP matches your interests and skills to what needs to get done in your community.
Our grandchildren have a right to clean water. That's why I'm teaching others how to test it.
Everyone's got something to offer.
There's lots of information in this. A lot. I like this here. This is really something. You catch on quick. All right. Okay.
Kids have just got to be able to read.
When you join your efforts with others, your community will grow stronger. You've been thinking about helping out. Here's your opportunity. Call your local RSVP program or this toll-free number today and help us get things done.
Hi, everybody. We're back at the Bradley Center, and our halftime fun continues. With me is the other half of the Dusowski twins. Now, actually, we just changed his shirt. It's the same guy. Now, this is Todd Dusowski, who's now playing for the Milwaukee Wave. Todd, welcome. I want to talk a little bit about this Milwaukee Wave team and how you fit in. First of all, you guys are having a tremendous season. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're a big team. We can run. I mean, we train hard in practice, and we carry it over to the game usually. So, I mean, we out-muscle our opponents, we outrun them, and that's been working for us lately.
Yeah, and winning certainly makes things a lot of fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's a lot better winning, playing at home, too, so.
Now, tell me a little bit about your role with this team. Milwaukee is one of the few teams in the league, I think, that runs in threes, meaning three guys switch rather than two. Tell us how you fit in.
I'm usually the third target man to come off the bench. In front of our Kinger and Tariq Walker are in front of me. I mean, I don't mind my role. We change fast, and you know, we're always in and out. He says, you know, either target can start the game. It doesn't really matter.
Right.
Being a young guy, it doesn't matter to me. But just as long as I get my chances when I'm in there, then I'm happy. So.
You know, we talked to Troy just a moment ago and talked about the changes that you guys have had to go through growing up playing soccer together all your life, and now it's different. Give me your take on that.
I don't know. It was kind of weird last year being traded right around Christmas time, and I mean, not really knowing much about the Milwaukee Wave and whatnot. And winning the championship my first year in Cleveland was fun, and so it was kind of tough at first. And we shared a room for 20 years, and now we're separated. Which, I mean, I enjoy being separated. It's nice to be on your own and treated as an individual. But I mean, it was hard at first, but I'm used to it. You know, we're over it. We still talk on the phone. And,
you know, I guess it kind of allows you guys to build your own identities a little bit. And speaking of that, Todd, can you kind of give me an idea and the fans an idea of the difference in the type of players you and Troy are?
Well, ever since growing up, he's always, I mean, we both started out being forwards when we were little, scoring goals, and I've always stuck with forward, and he's dropped midfielder in college or high school, and then he went to defense our first year in Cleveland, so I've always been a forward, and he's been shifted around a little bit more.
Before I let you go, Todd, tell us what this team, its mindset is. I mean, you guys are one of the best in the league, obviously looking to do great things in the playoffs. Where you guys sit right now?
Yeah, we're just looking to go out every game and outwork teams, basically. If we can outwork teams playing three lines, we got to use that to our advantage, being one of the only teams that uses three lines. So if we can go out and outwork teams and out physical battles, win those, and if the goals are going in for us, making our runs, then that's what we're looking for. So.
All right, Todd, good luck.
Thanks a lot.
That's Todd Dusosky, the forward of the Milwaukee Wave. We've got halftime highlights coming your way. Stay with us. At the back stick, here comes Lofton. Oh, with the stop, the ball free. Oh! Shoot the score! Quantified again! They're quantified again! They don't. Carrots with an opening. He scores! But here we go. The Crunch have won the game! The Crunch have won the game! The Crunch are the NPSL champions! The Crunch are...
At Bryant and Stratton College, lessons don't stop in the classroom. You get an education out there, in the real world, the place that requires you to have hands-on skills, on-the-job experience, and the confidence you need to succeed. Bryant and Stratton College. Work hard enough to make it here. You'll have what it takes to make it out there.
You know me like a book. You know my moves before I make them. I go right, you're there. I go left, you're there before me. I shoot from downtown, you're in my face. The only way to beat you is to go right at you. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. Tonight, I'm gonna own you. Ready? Let's go.
Dear BP, what if you could call up this huge BP Express and order things? Then you could fly them out in teeny helicopters. That way people could go where they're going faster. Signed, Lauren.
Dear Lauren, BP Express is designed so people can fly in and out. As for your idea, it's growing on us. Prepay cards from BP are now available and make great gifts.
My name is Frank Maddox. I'm a baseball scout for the Seattle Mariners. 244 pounds, he's probably a little hefty. We need somebody else for center field. But there's no way I'm going to Phoenix, man. It's too hot. You gotta try to look in the future, and that's a tough thing to do.
That's the score at halftime. It's not looking real good for the Crunch right now as the Wave hold a 10-2 lead. And Bruce Miller told us, you know, it's a matter of giving away the ball. You can't be doing that.
That's exactly what they've done. They had nice passing in the first quarter. Second quarter, not a whole lot of activity by the Crunch on offense, and they just weren't very aggressive.
Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights. There was only one highlight for the Crunch, so let's take a look at the goals. And it started with Milwaukee.
Michael King on a shot from Mike Richardson. Mike King just kind of deflected it in and made it 2-0.
And then a guy who used to wear a Crunch uniform came back and made it 4-0.
Todd Dusosky. Of course, his brother Troy is playing in this game, and Todd gets one in there with a little help from Mr. Moname on that one.
There's a great pass from Chad James to John Ball, who was streaking toward the goal. He puts it home, and it was 4-2 at the quarter.
There's Eka Moname. David Moxon with a little headshot there to get it in to make it 6-2.
Steve Morris got that goal, and here's the goal scored by the Wave again on the breakaway. Peter Hattrip jumps on a giveaway, and then Todd Dusosky finished out the scoring for the Milwaukee Wave.
12-2 at halftime, and it just has not been a terribly efficient first half of the Crunch. There's Dusosky's goal to make it 12-2.
Crunch has a lot of work to do. They trail it by 10 this second half. Coming your way.
You don't have to be a pro athlete to need sports medicine and rehab. Sure, a lot of the people you see in the peak at Marymount make their living on the playing field, but a lot of them don't. They're firemen and architects and moms too, and they all have the same thing in common. They need to get back on the job. For professional sports medicine and rehab, call the Peak at 663-0080 and get back into action. Sports Medicine Center of the Cleveland Crunch and